Hi, I'm Karen Hall. I'm an editor with Cygnus Graphics Media, and we're talking this morning with Manuel Mataré, who is Project Director for drupa. Good morning, Manuel.
Good morning to you.
And can you tell us really, will drupa 2012 be set up similarly to past drupas, or will attendees be seeing something very different?
It will be totally set up differently. No. There will be similarities. We try to keep it, the way as it has been in the past 60 years, but very honestly, no drupa has ever been the same than the one before. Drupa, a trade show, reflects state of the industry. We are mirroring what is going on out there in your industry, in the printing industry, in the print media industry. And there have always been, and there will always be, major changes, and that is what is being reflected at drupa. Of course, there's hardware, there's halls. Good news for you and for your readers and your customers. Drupa will be once again a very, very big show, as big as in the past, but it will not grow. It's the very first time in 60 years of history that we are not adding new halls. We believe that drupa and Messe Düsseldorf, as a trade show organizer who organizes some 40+ different trade shows, we have come to a size that we believe needs to be manageable for both exhibitors and visitors. So it has come to a size that we believe it is enough. So there will be no new halls. Good news for everybody. No more walking, same walking as in the past. Of course, drupa again reflects the state of the industry, and we've always tried to cluster the various solutions as much as possible. Now, in the old times, some people say it was very simple. In the western halls there was pre-press, in the middle there was printing equipment, and in the northern part there was post-press. Now, with workflows and digital solutions, all this is over. This has become a lot more integrated because exhibitors and visitors, they are looking at solutions. However, we still try to keep most of the exhibitors in the location where they have been some of them for the last 30 years, because Messe Düsseldorf, as most of your folks know it nowadays, was inaugurated some 30 years ago. Before that, it took place in downtown Düsseldorf. So we try to keep most of the exhibitors, and most of the exhibitors in fact wanted to remain at the same location. Everybody's learned that location. People come back. Yes, there's a lot of repeat customers, a lot of repeat visitors, and they don't want to be all upset running around, trying to find their vendor, trying to find their location. So whatever we do together with the industry, we do it for the sake of the visitor, to get as much technology that is kind of interlinked, to get it together. So yes, there will be specific areas. Of course, the digital world is growing. There's more and more post-press solutions getting closer, getting integrated into the digital world. And certainly drupa 2012 will demonstrate there is no more the one side, the digital world, and the other side, the offset world. This is getting integrated, this is getting together. Yes, there will be changes of certain companies giving up their old traditional locations, moving to new locations, and there will be new companies. So once again, the hardware, the walls, they have not changed. But we're not talking about hardware. We are talking about the solutions, about the presentations that are taking place in those 2 weeks in 2012. And they will have certainly changed from 2008, as 2008 has changed from 2004, etc., etc.
Excellent, excellent. What are some of the new developments that attendees to drupa can expect to see in Drupa Innovation Park and DigiCube?
Mm-hmm. There again, that was a change, a very interesting change. With the story and the history of drupa of some, at that time, 50 years plus, in 2004, for the very first time, we had a side program to drupa. Before, it was, if I may say so, technology, technology, technology. There were no seminars, no conferences, no meeting rooms. It was pure technology. Now, in 2004, prior to preparing drupa 2004, we came up with the idea that there's so many new companies out there, yes, partly in the digital world, that at a given time didn't even know that one day they would be in the media and the print media industry. And with drupa having a deadline to register of 2 years prior to the show, certainly in the United States and in the Northern world, some companies, they did not really understand, that they had to register for drupa 2 years in advance. So we came up with this idea of Drupa Innovation Park for 2004 to give home to these new, sometimes very small companies, 3, 4, 5, 6 staff members, and telling them again to register 2 years prior. That was not feasible. So we came up with this Drupa Innovation Park, which is on technology, but it's not on heavy metal, it's not on big machinery, it's on solutions, it's on workflows, it's on corporations. Sometimes at that time, already in 2004, it was already on content. It was a big success, and it has grown in 2008, almost doubled the size, and we will see in 2012 there will be new, the Microsofts of this world, out of the garage in the old times, moving into drupa, startups. Yes, they have made their way into the industry. Some of them are not anymore with Drupa Innovation Park. They have become freestanding real exhibitors in whatever size, and size doesn't matter. It's not the question at Drupa, who is the biggest, and the question is really who's the best. Now, so Drupa Innovation Park, of course, will go on in 2012, new technologies, new solutions. But what we've added, and the first time we've done that at Drupa 2008 with Drupa Cube and DigiSpace, that is not the techie side, if I may say so, the technical side of the industry. It's more the product side. It's the place where we want to attract the brand owners, the marketeers, the people that are our customers, the customers of the printers, and who, what we've learned, are not really interested in the ways something is being produced, whether that is offset, whether that is digital, whether that is, they don't care, if I may say so, about the technology. They are interested in the product, and we believe that the industry, us all together, and drupa is one of the major playgrounds of your industry. They can learn about new products, and that is what Cube is all about, not the technology. But in 2012, what we'll see, and some of your readers and listeners will remember, Drupa Innovation Park and Drupa Cube were always outside of the halls. They had a special location, they had a tent. Drupa has always been sold out. So in fact, we had to make up space to present these ideas. So in 2012, for the very first time, we will combine Drupa Innovation Park and Drupa Cube. So there on the one side, yes, there's the technology, and on the other side there's the solutions, and the products, and this will be combined in a way. Yes, there will be interactive situations going on. There will be seminars where the technical people will be speaking to the product people, will be speaking to the brand owners, where they can meet, where they can congregate, and yet discuss their needs and discuss their possibilities. We had a very small trade show earlier this year called Digimedia, and that's why we came up. And Digimedia will be running in Düsseldorf now every year, except in the Drupa year. And Digimedia is a small, very fast show, 3 days only, whereas Drupa is the colossal, the huge liner, if I may say so, with 14 days. So there again, it's combining two worlds, the product world and the technology world, and that is what Drupa Cube and Drupa Innovation Park will all be about in 2012, and we are very much looking forward to that. It will be a very interesting topic, once again, to attract new customers, new people to Drupa. Drupa will remain a dedicated print media exhibition. We are not going to be an IT show, but there is the world is changing, as Bob Dylan said some 60 years ago, or 50 years ago. So that is what drupa reflects, and that is why we're doing drupa Innovation Park and drupa Cube and combining them in 2012 for the first time.
Excellent. Now, you're talking about the IT companies and such. Are there new types of companies that will be exhibiting at drupa 12?
Of course, there are new types. There have always been new companies that are or have been exhibiting at drupa. 2012 would see approximately 350 new companies that are exhibiting. Some are, again, as I said, very, very small companies, or size-wise, as far as a booth is concerned. They may only be like 25 to 30 square meters. Mind you, everybody thinks of drupa, the very big players who have been around for the last, some of them for the last 60 years and others for the last 10, 20 years. Yes, there's the Heidelbergs of this world and the Xeroxes and the HPs and the Müller-Martinis. And we do see more and more exhibitors from Asia coming with, if I may say so, I'm not a technical person, I'm a trade show person, who are coming with new, different, other technology. And yeah, they have grown. It is great to watch this and to be part of this industry. And I was fortunate enough now to be around for 15 years to see how they have grown, how they have developed. Coming, as I said, from a very small stand with a very small a number of staff members and growing, continuously growing. And yes, we will see some major new exhibitors, basically, as I said, from the Asian part of this world, but also from other parts. And we just follow them closely, you know, how they become part of the drupa community. Again, there's not that many companies, if I may say so, that are into the typical old time. Don't get me wrong. Offset, big equipment, machineries. It's more the smaller ones. It's more the IT related, but not the generally IT related, but the print media, printing equipment related IT solutions that are at drupa. And as I said before, with drupa Cube, more and more drupa is also featuring, and it's a big challenge to see the content. Yes, printing and mobile gets closer and closer. We cannot deny that there is the pets of this world and that there's mobile information technology becomes more and more important. But again, it's the two things that work very well together for certain solutions. Yes, so we will see new companies which are possibly, or not possibly, which are mainly in the content field, providing this content to all kinds of media, whether it be best to the printed media, but also to other media channels.
Excellent, excellent. Can you tell me briefly what makes drupa such an anticipated event for the printing and publishing industry?
That's very simple. That's very simple. It takes place in the Olympic year. Whenever the Olympic Games take place, drupa take place. It is the Olympics of your industry, of our industry. And at the Olympics, again, it is nice to have the gold medal, the silver medal, but apparently all the sports people, they say it's being there. It's going to the Olympics. It's being part of the Olympics. I remember 1996 in Atlanta, and I remember 2000 in Sydney. Catch the spirit. I think that's what it's all about. Catching the spirit of the industry. Yes, recognizing the challenges, but catching the spirit, going there in a very, very positive mood with big anticipation, high expectations, and not being, if I may say so, afraid of the future of that industry. Going there, coming from each corner around the globe, it's drupa. I think everybody recognizes it's the one and only truly global trade show, where all these folks congregate, they get together. It is the machinery that is on the floor, and the exhibitors, yes, they're putting a lot of effort, they're putting a lot of thought, they're putting a lot of money into getting ready for drupa. Someone said here in the US, drupa is a wake-up call for the industry. And there is all this spirit and there's all this technology that goes together. Everybody said, you know, if you make it at drupa, you make it anywhere, you make it everywhere. So yes, there's a lot of competition, of course, going on between the exhibitors, but on the other side, it's the visitors, the same thing. They are eager to go to drupa. Certainly the ones that have been to drupa a couple of times. I remember some of the old maids, as the Australians would say, they greet themselves and say, you know, how many times have you been to drupa? And you know, it's the one who says, you know, I've been there 9 times, I've been there 6 times, I've been there 11 times. They are the real guys. And it's this, again, this spirit, and this goes together with the industry having the same input, the same spirit, the same strengths, the same optimism, and the same, yes, marketing efforts also as far as dollars, yen, and euro is concerned, to put this in and to win the race. And it takes place only every 4 years, as I said, like the Olympic Games. And if you are not at drupa, there's another 8 years to go. You're missing 8 years if you're missing one drupa. So again, it's a huge undertaking, and we really appreciate all these people traveling long hours, coming from all points of the world, going out of their way to come there. And as they are doing this, they come with a very positive attitude, and they bring this spirit to drupa, and they bring the spirit, yeah, to your industry. And I think that is what makes drupa so special, besides the new technologies that are being presented, be it already ready to roll, or be it, you know, it's a huge place for market research. What does the industry need? What does the industry want? It is not the case that each and every solution, each and every technology that was presented at drupa then goes on and on and on. It may change, it may then become mature. Of course, there's a lot of mature technology around, not to get me wrong, but there's so many intangible things that make drupa special, as well as there's many tangible things that make drupa special. Yeah, I could talk about the specialities of drupa for another 2 or 3 days. Of course, it's going other places. I love to go to Chicago, I love to go to the United States, I love to go around the world and talk about drupa. And I assume it's the same for your guys that come over to Europe. They come over to Europe, they may come over to Germany, they may take advantage of also seeing other companies, other vendors, other exhibitors, other competitors of themselves, and to exchange ideas. And at the end of the day, they may come over to Düsseldorf, because drupa, or Düsseldorf changes to drupa City Düsseldorf. It has been the venue for the last 60 years, and everybody knows and everybody feels that we're doing a big effort to change the city into drupa City Düsseldorf, and make everybody feel at home, change the city into the color red, and be good hosts, and to welcome this family of global printers, entrepreneurs, business people, and friends of drupa.
Very good. Well, we are certainly looking forward to it. And Manuel, thank you so much for sharing your time and your thoughts with us today.
It's a great pleasure, and I'm happy to be in Chicago on this very special day, September 11th. And we were all here some 10 years ago. And thank you for your time.